Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of TechBytes by Technext. How was that intro? I do it better than you.
No, you don't.
My name is Dabilari, of course. Again, I'm here again, and I won't be doing this alone as usual. I have with me Omole in the house.
Yeah. Hi everyone. How has been your week, especially with the fuel
Oh,
price hike,
fuel
the removal of the
price.
subsidy? I'm
We
sure
are we are in a state of
anarchy. Is it anarchy?
different
Okay.
from.
Maybe not anarchy, but I know that a lot of us are going through a lot. Food prices have increased, even sweets now.
They
Even
have they
sweets,
increased?
even sweets now has increased. I don't know. You know when price increase like that, everything. When fuel increase like that, everything just goes up, and even transport. I wanted to take a taxi sometime. Was it on Monday or so or Tuesday? I looked at the price. I'm like, okay, this
I've
is
been
too.
seeing weird prices on social media to screenshots like
Then I saw. I got to the bus stop. Down full 300% increase. I'm like, okay, let me just go back to the taxi. What's the difference?
yeah,
There's no
yeah.
difference.
It's been an interesting week if you're a Nigerian. All right, but if you're not Nigerian, so I'm sure you've had interesting weeks wherever you are. So welcome to Tech Bites by Technext. We won't be doing this alone today. We have with us Tomiwo. Tomiwo is editor here at Technext. Hi, Tomiwo.
Hi, Dami. Hi, Rui.
Hope
Yes,
you're-
my week was eventful too. Monday was a public holiday and everywhere was just good, and then Tuesday was rough.
Fire.
Yeah, we're kicking. All right, so for our conversation today, we'll be talking about the gig economy in Africa. It's been a thing now since since COVID-19, since the remote days. It's been a thing. So the gig economy, what it is like being a gig worker and everything. And every one of us here has been gig workers at one point or the other. So we'll be sharing our experiences with you, and we'll be telling you our challenges and what we
It's just
did.
similar to the conversation we had on digital nomads.
With Ebovi and all
If
of
you have not
that.
watched that, please go and look for it. Go and look for it. All podcast platforms: Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Where else?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
And on YouTube. Yeah.
All right. So, but before then, of course, we'll go straight into the news around the world. So, Ree, take us away.
Yes. Hi again. The first one is on taxi in Nigeria. I mentioned taxi, trying to take a taxi, and now Uber and Bolt drivers, have threatened to either park their vehicles if the platforms do not increase the fares. Because I know that, it was higher, but it was due to what do you call that in surge. It was not due to a price hike. I know that, of course, they are suffering the same thing we are suffering. They're trying to look for fuel and all of that. But the prices still remain the same. So they're asking for increase.
Buses are scarce, like public buses, so they're having to use more of
Taxi.
ride hailing
Yeah.
and all those things. So the surge was just the normal computer-based surge. It wasn't necessarily an increase in the base.
But I've noticed off camera now. I've noticed that boats always has surge. it's like every day, 2 a.m. surge.
11 p.m. So
I'm like,
surprised that how many
now every time.
surges.
But that's not the conversation now. That's another conversation. Anyway, so the drivers say they not receive any email or message, from the e-hailing companies. Because the prices have increased. I think the least amount for 1 liter is 450 or 480. Exactly.
You even get it for that 480. The queue will be mad.
Exactly.
You have to pay like
fight.
500.
A lot of fighting has happened in the past week because of
again. I mean,
because
we
of
just
all this.
finished POS era. Now we're doing this again.
We thought it is done.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they are saying they're going to park their vehicles. Okay, let's beg them not to, because they've saved a lot of lives. Like me now, that doesn't exactly like Danfo, because people just say a lot of things in Danfo. Like, what are you talking about? Like, can you stop this conversation? There's a lot of fighting, a lot of that.
They are the best political analysts.
Exactly. They're talking absolute nonsense. Anyway, so the next one, Twitter value reportedly drops to 15 billion, only a third of what Elon Musk paid for it. That's the Twitter. This stat was released by Fidelity, a prominent financial services company. It says, mark down the equity stake in Twitter, revealing that the company is now worth $15 billion.
Get
And
why? Get why?
You get why? Wait with the why. Anyway, so I remember that. Okay.
Initially, Musk didn't want to pay 44 for the.
You know, he said it was overpriced anyway.
Exactly.
That he's overpaying for it.
Maybe the actual worth was maybe around 20 billion or late 20s to early 30s.
I think Twitter, everything has
because they
happened.
don't make money.
Such projections is based on the future. This is what I know, that some time ago, maybe 17 or 18 or so, Microsoft or so of Meta wanted to buy Twitter, and but the Twitter board said no, they're not selling, because they're looking at the future of Twitter, that Twitter is going to be a big platform. We know that it is a town hall, but is it worth 44 billion? So yes, we know that to make back that money, he brought in verification,
and all of that,
but it's still not working. So if this number is real, we don't know. We don't know.
It's not given.
It's not given at all.
And
but meanwhile,
it just speaks more to the financial struggles that Musk has said the platform is facing.
Yeah.
And that's why he's pushing heavily for the Twitter blue. But I also heard that advertisers are leaving Twitter.
A lot of them
just
are actually
because of solidarity and because of the new laws and stuff that Musk is bringing on.
But Elon Musk is now back as the richest man.
Wow.
He's back as he has been announced the richest man again. I don't know if he has gone down again. Anyway, so government media websites in Senegal suffer cyber attacks amid political tensions. So yes, a Bangladeshi hacker group, Mysterious Team. We know it just reminds me of Anonymous. Just with a hack. We don't even know that it is real. Twitter. We know they have accounts with large following. Like I know a major account. I know people created sub accounts, but there was a very popular account. It was on Facebook too.
Updates.
On Facebook, on Twitter, they were on Facebook and Twitter. I know they used to drop all this, that we've done this, we've done that. This is what we find out and all that. But so this one is called Mysterious Team. They launched a series of denial of service. That's DDoS. That thing has been on.
DDoS
I know when
attacks, yeah.
Microsoft. when I was this small. So DDoS is a type of cyber attack that, when launched, floods a network or server with internet traffic, and it makes it inaccessible. So yes, Mysterious Team launched a DDoS kind of attack on Senegal's government's websites and some media websites. And now the Minister of Commerce and Government, it's also a government spokesperson, Abdul Karim Fofana. That name sounds like somebody we know.
Footballer.
Yeah, he released a press statement confirming the attack. He also acknowledged as a DDoS attack. Anyway, he stated that Senom SA, a government-controlled agency tasked with securing the nation's data economy and infrastructure, was actively looking for a way to get the sites back online. I know that we Technext did a story on internet attacks, internet shutdowns rather.
Yeah.
In Africa, and now apart from that, we are now having internet attacks. So all of that put together, it's not good for the continent. It's not good for the continent.
Internet attacks happen everywhere, so they just need to up their security and get it fixed.
Amen. So yeah, Mysterious Team is popular for its hacktivism, just like Anonymous. They've also hacked Ethiopia's Ministry of Health website and 2 Indian media outlets, Ani and Alt News, early this month. So it seems they are becoming quite popular in that space. Hacktivism. I like the name.
With HACK.
Yes. So MultiChoice launches a movement to expand payment infrastructure for Africans. Everybody's just launching one thing or the other.
Fintech.
I know that film producers are launching startups. Startups, to expand their business scope.
Investing in startups.
Whether launching a streaming platform or investing in something or launching a production house, things like that.
Yeah.
So they're just expanding. Maybe they're not making too much money. What do you think from just films?
I think it's just everybody trying to tap into the old startup frenzy of tech.
Yeah.
Tech is in a boom space, right? It's like, everybody is trying to get into tech. So it's like, okay, let's just try it too.
Let's see what's there.
If it works, it works. If it doesn't, oh well, we'll give it on. Even our own traditional banks are also launching their own versions of fintech. Wema has Alerts, GTA has a Barry Pay, all of these things. So everybody just trying to try their hands in that space and see what happens.
So you just wag me, right?
Yeah,
Wag
right.
me.
And if we don't wag me, we also
Have you? So, Moment's primary objective is to revolutionize the African payments landscape, providing businesses with an expanded and streamlined payment infrastructure that ensures more accessible, faster, and more cost-effective transactions according to buyers and suppliers' preferences.
Pretty much every other fintech.
Yeah. So the CEO, my MultiChoice, Calvo Mawela, said, investing in this venture is a logical progression for us as we already process payments every month from 22 million households across 50 countries in Africa. We want to use a strategy to expand our ecosystem by investing in adjacent businesses that provide scalable services underpinned by technology. Let's see how this goes, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, next, OpenAI is pursuing a new way to fight hallucinations. AI hallucinations. Well, so first of all, AI isolation is like when AI models like Bard or Bing or ChatGPT, fabricate information entirely independent of what has been fed into them, behaving as if they are, as if they are spitting like facts rather, they're rapping and it's fact. It's not real. That's not the information they give them. So it's like they're hallucinating. When you're hallucinating, it's not exactly what's in your head. They're just imagining things. So that was AI isolation. So OpenAI is now saying we want to. They are looking for. They've established a new way, to fight AI hallucinations. So the research comes at a time when misinformation stemming from AI systems is more hotly debated than ever amid the generative AI boom. I know that a few days ago I was seeing the three of them together: ChatGPT, Bing, and Bard, and three of them were giving me quotes from non-existent quotes on the internet. When I asked Bard, please, I know that Bard gives you link. Bard gives you links. When it gives you maybe a paragraph or so, it gives you a link.
It's the worst of the three.
Hello, bro. Can you please give me a link to where this quote is from? It says, sorry, I'm a language. But you gave me the quote. Where did it come from? And when I go to,
I think you gave that response because you said, "Hello, bro."
Why would you call him bro?
I'm not your bro.
I did not say hello, bro. Anyway, I did not say hello, bro.
But I think Bard is the worst of the trio, right? ChatGPT still seems to be
Google. It should be the best because Google has data.
So they're having a hard time making it commercial, like making their AI system for every person, which is weird and interesting because you already have Google Assistant, who has pretty much been like an AI assistant for years. And Google Assistant is actually going toe to toe with maybe Alexa, maybe even better than Alexa, and way better than
because
Siri.
Google has data in its hands. It's like
I'm really
Meta.
surprised because ChatGPT still seems to be edging Bard. I've tried using both at the same time. I haven't really used
and the
much
versions
of Bing.
that I'm even using is free. So I can imagine when I start using the paid one.
I've not really used much of Bing, but Bing is just there. But the Bard and ChatGPT, you will almost always see the difference in the answers when they both give you, and it's clear that ChatGPT is still just ahead.
But I prefer Bard anyway.
Nah, I don't. Okay, maybe because it allows you search with images.
Yeah, I know those things. But I just prefer Bard. It just gives you link. Gives you link to what whatever you are asking for.
You can put the same prompt in
so in case,
ChatGPT too.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't automatically do that.
It doesn't.
So yes, that's for the news from us. Dami, over to you.
All right, thank you, Rui. So yeah, we're back to the conversation of today, and it's about the gig economy. In recent years, it's been like a hot topic.
Yeah,
everybody is working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, 4 jobs, looking for side gigs, beside gigs, under gigs, top gigs. Everybody's looking for gigs, right? In the economy, just to work.
I mean, as a Nigerian, why are you doing one job?
Doing multiple jobs have become the norm.
You have to
gigs and everything, and it's growing. It's growing, right? To the extent that even the government is kind of starting to pay attention to it, and talking about how they would be looking to harness the gig economy. It's always there in their buzzwords, manifesto and all of that. We know they probably don't still understand it, but
they don't. Probably they don't.
But yeah, it's always there. So it just shows that it's becoming a thing, a big thing, and But in Africa, right? As exciting as this new ventures they're
Yeah.
always with challenges, especially for Africans. You're talking about even digital nomads have their challenges that we broke down: infrastructure, payments, policies, and all of that. Community, gig economies also have their challenges as well. You have several of them, and that's some of the things we'll be talking about today with Rui and with Tomiwo. Welcome, Tomiwo.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.
So I know that. Sorry, I know that this gig economy became more popular. You have already mentioned due to COVID-19. People were looking for ways to, sit at home and still keep working. And a lot of people, I know friends, who have started making money. Just doing gigs, maybe 6 months, 3 months,
Yeah.
just working the company for 3 months. Set up. I know one who set up the marketing department of a company in Germany. He sat here and set up the marketing department
Wow.
in Germany, and they paid him in euros. So I'm like,
Even beyond the tech gig, people do Uber, Bolts. all those
Exactly,
things with,
yeah.
Like, on the weekends or in the evenings.
yeah, they just, what am I doing with my car?
Yeah, exactly. So people do all of this. And I think one of the challenges that everyone faces is probably the lack of access to technology. It's Africa.
Internet.
Smartphone. We're just discussing today how internet has been spotty in different locations and all of that. And internet is very essential.
It is too essential.
It's like
It's indispensable.
it's like a basic amenity for living now,
Yeah.
because you need to be connected to the internet. And maybe it's just me, the internet in recent days has been crazy, and I just want to imagine people that are heavy into the gig economy that actively have to be online, maybe customer care attendants, have to always respond to people online and all of that, how they are coping with it. Especially in Nigeria, where our broadband, it's still not 100%.
So yeah, I just stumbled on one stat that Nigeria is Africa's second biggest contributor to a market, so that's the gig economy market. It's expected to reach $455 billion this year. That's 2023, according to Statista.
Wow.
$455 billion. That's a lot. So it means that a lot of people are. So as I said, you can't be in Nigeria and be doing only one job. You have to be doing 2, 3 sometimes. Somebody comes to you from the UK and says, please come and do this for us for the next 4 months. You are probably not going to say no, because when you see you're going to be paid in pounds.
why will you say no?
No. I know somebody who rejected a how much were they planning to give him? I think it's $4K per month. He rejected. He said no, that my worth is more than that. I'm like,
Okay.
they should just give me 2K.
Maybe his worth is more than that. So how much are you worth? That's the question.
No, it's not how much are you worth. You already have a job.
Yeah.
He already has a job. He's
That's
the
very
head of
interesting.
marketing of a big company here, of a tech company here. He just came to him. I'm like, can you take this in offer? $4K.
If he feels he deserves 20,000, call.
Dollars money.
I mean, we had videos of those tech bros that said they were earning over $100,000 per month, right? So if he feels
It's a start. So I just imagine that he finishes that one, 4K, and those ones recommend it to another company that can pay 20. So it's a start. You're not earning that amount where you're currently working. Ain't no Nigerian company going to pay you $4K per month.
You don't know that actually. So
yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not surprised that Nigerians, we are contributing a lot to the gig economy. I mean, our population already is
Mad.
Yeah.
serious. So, and I feel like foreign companies might consider it cheaper to employ a Nigerian on a
I
freelance
think they
basis
do actually.
than actually employing somebody out there. And as for the future, I heard you read out one stat about how in the future the gig economy
This year.
So there's this thing that we need to do that I need tech companies to actually come up to do. I want to be able to order for a plumber on my phone. Like, I need a carpenter, and because some of these regular guys on the street, I don't want to name names now to spoil anybody's business, but they're not very trustworthy, And I know that the urban company also in India, you can get makeup artists, massage therapists, plumbers, shoemakers.
I actually know a platform in Nigeria
In
here.
Nigeria.
Yeah, I ordered the carpenter. The person that roofed boys' quarters. It's from the platform. So the ones in the area, like you said,
Yeah.
very untrustworthy rather. You just come do nonsense and go. In next 2
It's not
months,
about
it's not
doing
working.
nonsense. It's about how many days it will take them.
Eh.
If you know how many days it took my artisan to bring my work table.
So you can just imagine. I called that one. He said he told me the reality. This is what we're supposed to. This is what you're asking for, but this is what you're supposed to do. I'm like, okay, how much? Of course, the price was more than what I budgeted, but till today, I've not had any
So maybe
problems
those
with
guys,
it.
maybe it's even a side gig.
It's obviously a side gig.
Yeah,
So there's a platform like that.
yeah,
We just need more platforms like that.
and we need more street artisans to get on those platforms, because I'll feel more secure. Like, okay, this guy cannot run away with my money. This guy will do
Yeah,
my
exactly. Because
thing.
there's going to be KYC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I see.
We'll actually vet you, be sure that you're actually good enough at doing what you say you do before you can register on a platform like that. But if you can get more of these people, painters, etc., on a system like that, I feel like
Yeah.
you even bring more money into the whole gig economy, gig business.
So as you
Yeah.
said, one of the challenges is technology,
Technology.
and even smartphones too. So how many of them have smartphones to actually get
Get into
on
it.
these platforms?
So,
Just
Just to
Monitor.
buttress Tomiwo's point, about platforms and people freelancing on those platforms, whoever freelance, writer, artisan, developers, and all the rest. So there's always been this pending argument, right? It's never ending about gig workers and having fair labor laws on their side. It's always been a big hassle. I mean, it's initially started with ride-hailing platforms, the Uber, the Bolts,
Yeah.
and all the
These ones have
guys.
been fighting.
In fact,
the last 5 years.
in Nigeria, there's still an ongoing battle between the unions, which have now been formed, AUATWON, yeah, and the Bolt Uber guys, right? That they are not the union whole thing, that they are not getting what they should get, and all of that. You also have it in some of the tech companies now. You're talking about Amazon. People are coming out to say, okay, we want unions. They're taking themselves to court and all of those things. So what do you think about gig workers? For the average Nigerian, often we don't really care about those things. Like, once you shall pay me at the end of the month,
Yeah,
time
exactly.
move on.
But if you are talking about labor laws, you're also talking about you're going to bring in things like taxation. Do they want to be taxed? Do gig workers want
But they
to?
already get taxed on some of these platforms.
How?
Yeah, so the
Yes,
thing
now.
is, because those companies collect commission
Yeah.
for carrying out those activities, those guys, you might see it as tax, because if I take you on a ride, for instance, and your fee is say 2,000 naira, I know that certain amount is going to Uber or Bolt as commission. So what else do you want to tax me for?
Okay, so that is for
And they're
e-hailing drivers. What about other artisans like carpenters and co? So it's supposed to be 200k, and you now remove 20k. The man is going to be like, I can't use this platform anymore.
But if you think about it, for right now, for carpenters or painters, for instance, the only way they get gigs, is for somebody to recommend them. Like, okay, I already use this carpenter, I trust him, I know him. Dammy, do you want to use the same guy? But if you're on a platform like that, I feel like if there are already thousands of users,
recommendations for you.
people can actually.
Of course, there'll be ratings now, just like you have.
They're exactly ratings, and so even I can come on the platform and say I need a painter, and then they'll tell me painters around you. So I feel like you should pay the company, you should pay the platform for putting your work out there, or as well. So you might not mind paying that commission for every task, every job that you do. But the point of now paying taxes, like extra taxes, that's where the average artisan will have a problem with, because some of them are not even pay any tax to the government. If they are just sitting down in their small container and making their own money by the corner.
Yeah.
Well, they still pay shop rent anyway. So apart from that one that they pay on the platform, they also pay rent. So that one is tax for them anyway.
And there's also that argument of where do these people get taxed, right?
Yeah.
So just say, for example, many of these guys, often is always a foreign platform, right? And the money is remitted maybe straight to your account and all of those things. Are you supposed to pay tax in Nigeria? You are supposed to pay tax there, which the company might have deducted. and all of those things. There are all of these conversations and things like that.
Yeah, but apart from that, apart from taxes, there's also the issue of underpayment. Yeah. We know that MBS now has a redefined unemployment. But we're going to see an increase in underemployment.
It's actually one of the
because
things
you now find out that a lot of people are being underpaid for some of these jobs. So you're bringing me in for 3 months to do something for you, maybe as a developer, and you're paying me 50K per month. Is that not criminal?
One of the reasons why the content moderators took summer in Kenya to
exactly
court, right? That they were being underpaid compared to the other moderators and all of that. They were being super underpaid and overworked, and they were not getting the benefits.
They were not even getting health benefits and all of that.
That's they should
so
get.
What are you now? Why? So about taxes, on underpayment, all of these things put together. So it's just sensitization. They just need to tell these people that okay, we are going to set up these labor laws where underpayment will stop. But you also have to start thinking of taxes.
So who would set it up? Government.
Labor laws is definitely government. it's definitely government. So apart from that, there's also infrastructure. I know that we have hubs in Lagos, a place like Lagos. We have hubs where you can sit and work, but some of them are super expensive. Like,
but I mean, you're earning.
You are looking. How much are you earning? We just mentioned other payments now. You're super expensive. You are paying 5,000 per day. So how much is it? How much am I earning?
Have you ever worked out from a workstation?
Yeah, I have severally.
How about you?
Have I worked from
a workstation or work hub or something?
Yes, I have.
How was the experience compared to working from home?
It depends on the situation. So working at upstations that extra internet, that's companionship. That's not the right word, but you know what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Networking and the sometimes some people are more motivated when they actually get to leave their bed or leave the space where their bed is and go somewhere. God does have that feeling of I'm going to the office. You get. So I think working from a workstation I think I prefer that actually than working.
But if you can't actually go to those places, there is issue of electricity. You don't have power to even do anything.
So that is why you have to go to those places.
Well, you just have to choose one, right? But it's actually a challenge.
Especially now that subsidy has been removed, fuel will get expensive.
And those people work on. There has to be light. I can't be paying money. And you're telling me, there's no fuel. No. Go and look for it.
They don't even understand what it means for there not to be fuel, right? Like they don't even understand what it means. So.
But what are the benefits? What are the benefits of being a gig worker in Africa?
You are like in control of your own time.
Freedom
of time. Yeah, you probably earn in foreign currency as well, which when you convert it to naira
in the black market
on parallel rates, it's more.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's also like a business. So for instance, if you work for an employer, you are destined to earn X amount per month.
Yeah.
No matter what happens.
Unless they promote you.
But even when they promote you, then it becomes 2x per month.
Yes.
But with the gig system, sometimes you can earn 5x based on whatever is happening in the industry. You can get one contract, one business that can pay you double or
like the next 10 years you don't have to do anything again. No, I know a family not on my streets. The man got a contract work and for 6 months, and it was in dollars, millions of dollars. And
I think the flexibility.
What else is he doing next 5 years? Millions of dollars.
Mad.
Contract staff, not for a UK company. You did it from here. He resigned from his job to even take up the job. 6 months, and he said after that he's setting up a business.
I'll first shut down clubs. So shut down.
No, that's not what you should do, damn it.
All we like to get married.
Because the money will finish.
And then the money will still finish.
Yeah, exactly. So that's.
I think flexibility is actually like the biggest.
I think it's the only thing really. What else?
I mean, the pay is also often better than the traditional traditional job you would probably do 9 to 5 that is set and cast in stone, appraiser every 1 year, every 6 months.
I know that graphic designers used to earn so much.
But graphic, you can set
they don't usually stay in one place.
You can set your pay, and if your clients want, they go for it. If they don't want, you move on to someone else and all of that. you can always adjust and everything. Now, talking about working for a company abroad, working your traditional job and everything. So there's been several conversations on Twitter. Many CEOs are always anti people working 2 jobs. You know, they won't concentrate in one job and everything. And since the gig economy started, it feels like it's been worse, right?
Mm-hmm.
I know people who are working 4 jobs together. They would have a traditional 9 to 5.
Do they have
developers and they are working other side gigs 2 months here, 3 months here concurrently? They are doing it because they know oftentimes these things are always like short time, maybe just one project, you're done. So it's like 3 months, 6 months. So in a year, you still have like 4 months or they're about to concentrate on your 9 to 5 job, right? But maybe the other months, you're either juggling it with like 2 jobs or 3 jobs and all of those.
I think the reason why CEOs complain is because at some point the developer will be like, you know what, I just need to resign. I need to focus on.
That's what happens.
I need to do something else. The something else is the other job. When they see that they are getting up to $10,000 per month from those other jobs, and you are paying me 500K here, 500K naira. You're like, no, I can't do this anymore with you.
Yeah, but there's also the stability that having the normal job gives to you. You know that come rain, come shine.
But those ones, so if you do well as a gig worker,
they can keep you on.
There's a 20% chance that you'll be recommended. The company, you do a job for MTN recommends you to Airtel. You know, it just goes like that. I know it used to happen in the banking space before, when they just started having IT departments. You know, you do some work here, maybe in GT, and you know, Access Bank is saying, who did the work for you? You know, until now they started having full-time staff.
But there's also the argument of productivity. How do you maintain productivity when your effort is shared across 3 platforms?
You don't sleep. You drink coffee.
I know guys that rarely do, because oftentimes when you're working for these gig platforms, your time zone is even probably different. You're working with someone from India or Pakistan and it's like -8. So when the person is waking up and messaging you on Slack or Teams, like
you first be like, why are you sending me a message by 2
a.m.? You are supposed to be sleeping by 11 p.m. and all of that. So there's also that argument of productivity. Like at some point your production would not be 100% on all sides, right? It would be maybe 50 here, 100 here and everything. So it's always shaky
but generally, I think we are going to see more gig workers, you know, as the years, you know, pass by. It's not something that we end. Notwithstanding the challenges, power, internet, smartphone, you know, those things. We are still going to see a lot of people, and it's for different reasons. One is people need this money because they are purchasing. I was listening to radio this morning rather, and they're saying that purchasing power is reducing by the minutes in this country. So you need another job. You need a gig job, you know, to continue. Especially if your lifestyle is not expensive and you don't have
slash it.
You don't have the resources. It's either you slash it, which is unlikely for some people because they're like that's how they grew up. So how are they going to slash the lifestyle? You know, cut your coat according to your size. No, if your size is big and you know
get more materials.
If you know ways to actually keep it big, you can actually, you know, take up more jobs. So I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. Notwithstanding, we have Nigeria is a country like Nigeria is a very tolerating country. If they sell fuel 2,000 today, people will still buy it, and revolution will not happen.
So what do you have to say to the next set of gig workers that we have?
So when I think workers generally, I think the coming generation, the Gen Zs, the Gen Alphas, and they all want to be gig workers.
Yeah.
Let me not speak for them.
That's why they don't stay in jobs.
2 months, 3 months. I saw one guy's profile on LinkedIn. 4 months everywhere. 4 months, 3 months. The most he spent in a place was when he was doing IT, and it was 6 months. 4 months, 4 months.
And he keeps getting jobs. Like we need to check if he's actually good at his job.
Oh well, you will never know. But it's good for the profile. I mean, you check the experiences. You see plus 15 more experiences. Show 15 more experiences.
If I'm an employer, that's a red flag. Like
it's a red flag for some employers.
What are you doing? Why are you jumping jobs like that?
Oh well.
But in fact, most times now, when you interview somebody, they will ask you how many days do I have to come to the office. Like, do I even have to come to the office at all? And I wonder, like, what are you so busy with that.
Bro, yes, stand up
Well, for a
meetings
place
to attend.
for a place like Lagos, traffic alone
It's not just traffic.
is discouraging.
It's not traffic.
For me, it's traffic.
It's
Is
not
that your
traffic.
own excuse as a gig worker by this time?
Yes. It's traffic. Traffic. Unless Abuja, if it's Abuja, I can go to work. Going out actually helps you meet people. It may not exactly be friends, or they may not become friends. Just meet people. You surprise one day. How is your job? I'm out of job. Okay, we're looking for somebody. There's an open
Opening,
available slot in my company. Can you do it? Just meet people. Not exactly your friends. People in your area. But
I think gig economy is here to stay. What I would just say is companies, HRs might need to adopt their policies to feature this, right?
I think that's why they're already doing hybrid.
Yeah, the point is your staff, not all of them would only do work for you. That's the truth. Especially with the way Nigeria is going, with the economy, without insecure jobs are, with the all layoffs and everything. People are not going to want to dedicate 3 years of their life just working for only you, without some sort of extra thing on the side. So you probably just want to adjust your work schedule, your employment contract, all of those things to accommodate this new reality, because it's a reality. And if
it's
you
going
want
to
people,
keep growing.
Yeah, and if you want people to get to a point where people would not even want to do full-time job again, nobody would want to do it.
6 months,
remote or
I'm
not,
out. Sorry.
Or
So sometimes they usually want to scare people with, okay, you are in a place on a 3-month contract. Who told you I want to do more than 3 months?
But I think since the whole COVID-19 thing happened, everyone now actually believes that I don't need to sit down in one spot to do anything.
Yeah.
I can be a productive member for a team in Singapore, even if I live in Yanopaja. And because of that, people obviously want more money as well. So they expect you, like you said earlier, the employer to give them space to do that. Don't hold me. Like, it's not 1974 anymore. Like, bros.
Exactly. 1962.
Let me do
what it's here to stay. And everyone should just key into it and get started. But yeah, do what works for you. Do your own research, not financial advice. All right. Be very important. That brings us to the end of the conversation for today. I hope you guys have had an exciting and insightful listen. Yeah. So like we always do, we just share hashtags and handles. Tomiwo, do you want to share yours?
Tomiwo, but the T is a 7 instead. I find it very hard to explain my handle every time you ask me to. I just did. My name.
What's the 7?
7.
I don't understand.
7,
Why do you
7 is a number.
So yeah, it's unique, as I usually say. It's Omole Omori. You can't find it anywhere else. Just any of the platforms. It's Instagram, is it Twitter, is it LinkedIn, anywhere. Omole Omori.
You can't find my own handle anywhere else too, but okay. Carry on, it's all unique.
Why is he jealous?
Mine is Agdown07. We are not proud, we just did. Right.
07, Why not asking him what the 7 stands for?
Unique. That's what I'm saying. So it's 77. All of you are just choosing the same number.
And don't forget, TechBytes is brought to you by Technext. And Technext, you can follow us on all platforms at technext.ng. Technext.ng. And you can visit our website, technext24.com, to get the latest news, reviews, analysis, and articles. All right. TechBytes is also available on all platforms: Amazon, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. Just check it out, and you need to listen in.
So this is 39. So we have 38 other
episodes for you, and we'll be back for 40. We'll be back for 41 and 42 and 43 and 44. Okay, I can't keep going.
I think on one of the coming ones, we should just ask people random questions. Like on TechBytes 12, we said something, and then give somebody.
I agree.
All right, that brings us to the end. Take care, guys. Enjoy.